Hey GolfPass members, Chris Como here, and we are talking short game. And one of the things that I believe in as a coach, one of my sort of core kind of parts of my overall philosophy is I encourage people to really sort of, experiment, to have some trial and error with their game. Now, I think good coaching is helping a person stay within a certain space, so it's not this like open-ended, unlimited trial and error, so you're working within the space, but within that space, don't be afraid to experiment a little bit, and really through that trial and error is how you learn. So one of the things that I found really interesting, I've been fortunate enough to be around a lot of great players. Tiger Woods, a person that I've worked with, and I was always trying to figure out like his feels. I was really trying to understand what his experience was as a golfer and around the green at times as well. And he did this thing where he would set up to a ball, and then I would try to replace where his feet were and everything just to really get a sense of his setup. And one of the things that just jumped out at me was how far forward the ball felt relative to where I had it the whole time. So one of the things that I have found is that a lot of recreational golfers, and I was guilty of this too, didn't realize how far forward you could actually put the ball with a lot of shots. So this is a simple like little thing. I just want you to experiment with how far forward you can get this ball. So I want you to get in there. You're going to take sort of a traditional setup, feet somewhat close together, toes angled towards the target a little flex your knees, and I want you to say, how far can I get the ball forward in my stance? And then from there, you're gonna really have to learn how to feel everything is forward with your chest, the hands are far enough forward. It's gonna almost trap you to try and figure it out. If you're the type of golfer that hangs back at all with your chest or scoops it too early, you're just not gonna even come close to making contact with the ball correctly. So this sort of almost putting yourself in a situation, giving yourself some constraints to have to trial and error and learn from it is a great way for people to, through experiment, through a little bit of trial and error, really learn. So play the ball way far forward. I'm gonna do it like which feels exaggerated to me. And probably because this feels exaggerated, there's a good chance I'm gonna hit it fat the first time. It's exactly what I did. Okay, so now my brain starts to go like, what's happening? Okay, I gotta try to get my chest more forward. I gotta try and get my hands more forward. But through that constraint, your brain starts to solve the problem, if you will. Starts to organize things to where you can solve it a little bit better. And I'm gonna go in it again, and I'm gonna try to make those little adjustments. Okay, same thing, okay. Your brain starts to like make these calculations sort of, subconsciously over time. Same thing, even more forward, chest even more forward. Okay, and that one actually was pretty good right there. Interesting, let me give it again. Let me give it a go again. Ball really far forward. Oh, and that one was actually pretty solid. Is it gonna go in? It went in, all right. So anyways, the point is to create almost like a trap, to create constraints for yourself, and then within those constraints, let yourself figure it out. Don't be worried about the fat shots, don't be worried about the bad shots. Just say, okay, here's a constraint, and through that, I'm gonna really give myself a chance to start to problem solve. And when I say problem solve, this is a subconscious process oftentimes, and conscious, both happening at the same time. But put yourself in that situation, let yourself learn from it. This is how you can make big gaps in your skill as a golfer in general, but in this instance, around the greens. Try that out next time. I think this is gonna really help your game, especially for the long run, teach you how to become a better learner when it comes to making improvements in your golf game.